Oh,
I love paint.
I love pain. Not me, man. I'm opposed to pain.
Well, how do you feel on the man Monroe, on the man one? Did you get a good vibe when you were down there?
You know what? We had a positive
Everywhere.
everywhere. It's not hard to look and see what happened in the last several days. How much money was put into the campaign for the Republicans in the last several days?
Well, what does that have to do?
When you start throwing everything out there,
Like what?
you start saying things like, well, she's going to disband the drug task force. That scares people. You know, there's a lot of factors, but I still.
You don't think that voters were turned away when people were saying Higgins beats up elderly? You don't think that made any difference? That wouldn't scare everybody away?
I think had they have talked to Paulette Kent.
Speaking of Paulette Kent,
Paulette Kent, I
I
spoke
received
to
a
her.
message. I received a message from somebody who claimed to be Paulette Kent.
Hello. Hello.
Just go to mail, and just Adam, make or make Adam, and just say Adam done.
What about Paulette Kent?
I got a message from somebody who claimed they were Paulette Kent
Oh, yeah.
on Facebook. I had severe questions. I know who she is, I found out. But I was...
Had that woman who came to Bedford County and talked to people?
How old is this woman, do you know?
She's above middle age. Yeah, she's an older lady. Had she have came to Bedford County and explained the pushy shovey match?
So why did she?
There were a lot of things that weren't known about that. There's a gag order.
That gag order's got to be old by now, sure.
It has to be, but I guess maybe everybody always kind of looks at the situation and wonders what kind of...
So who's floating around all these envelopes being left at local businesses?
I don't know. What are in the envelopes?
Higgins is criminal record. With a real nasty typed up letter saying you need a psychiatric evaluation and he beats up elderly people and
Oh, yeah.
he's just basically a thug on the loose.
I think that's a pretty accurate statement.
Well, I was hoping somebody would come forward and let me know who sent it to me.
Randy, that was the goal behind what Charlie and I did. We hoped that a lot of people would come forward because there are a lot of people in this county that know a lot more than what was said. But you know what? No matter what the final number comes out, there's no way that anybody can look at this as like some kind of a horrible loss for us. If we lose numerically, we do. But you know what? We didn't lose. We lost the, we'll say we lost the fight, but we didn't really lose the battle. There were a lot of people that changed their minds. And a lot of people that came out to support her. So I'm never going to feel bad about that. I don't want one person to come to me afterwards. I don't know how Charlie feels, but I don't want one person to come to me afterwards and say, he's doing this and this and this and this and this, and why didn't they do something about it? Because, you know what? The voters spoke, and that's it. End of story.
What was it supposed to be?
I've been picked apart as some kind of a, I don't know, let's say disgruntled former employee. It wasn't about being a disgruntled former employee. It was about the principle of how things are run.
Everybody was picked apart.
That's right.
Everybody started getting, it's...
Well, but see, we took the blame for all the negativity, while we had people like Meadow Maselli and, Tom Sanderson and all the wonderful people out there that they were just as much gutless cowards as what they were talking to other people about being. Somebody at least should have had their eyes open for this. And
I'm kind of curious as to
it
how-
may not all be over. I mean, I guess that's the bottom line too.
Well, it's not over because, quite frankly, on my page, I got a lot to say now. Now that this is over, I got a lot to say how I was picked apart as well for reporting this and not reporting that, and
Well,
they dragged my family and my brother through the mud because he's from Philly.
Give me a day or two before you drag me through the
It's
mud.
not you. I know who I'm picking apart, and it's not you.
Give me a day or two.
Unless you're lost in thought.
Pardon me?
I said unless you're lost in thought.
I've never been lost in thought. I told you that in the
And
very
Rob
beginning.
Snyder and your
Definitely
cousin.
not, definitely not Rob Snyder. I'm not I've never been lost in thought. My head is always pretty clear about what I think is right and wrong. I'm not a black and white person, but the gray area I examine.
I've had people follow my daughter. I've had people threaten to go to my
Me
daughter
too.
for work.
Me too.
I got accused of following your daughter.
Me too.
Just a week ago, they said I was at your daughter's work.
Hmm?
Or just a week ago, they said I was at your daughter's work harassing her.
So he's.
I don't even know where she
he's got a
works.
Brand new.
I got accused of putting Higgins signs on Sharon Wilson's yard.
Well, that's why I'm saying it may not still all be over. Like the election may be over.
But the mudslinging went on, I guarantee it.
Not mudslinging. They're,
I've been called a political action committee.
They played it all day.
Well, huh?
really?
Not mine.
Yeah.
It's like that, look at all these kids.
Do you agree with that? Then I'm a political action committee?
Yeah, you weren't registered as political, unless you registered later, you weren't registered as a political action committee.
Why would I need to register as a political action? Huh?
You have to, if you're a political action committee, yeah, you have to.
But I'm not.
I think what people were looking at was more the fact that it appeared to them.
How did it appear to them? Looks,
Example, Higgins versus Vanessa,
yeah.
Living Good versus Zeno.
I had both names on it. How? It's called
But it
ad-
always seemed to follow a certain pattern.
So you're examining a certain pattern.
I wasn't, no.
And still, but if both candidates were on a campaign ad, how was I siding with one?
That's the final one, Dean.
Well, suppose you're gonna get to a final tonight, guys. 40
What was
out
that
of
mean?
40.